출석해 주시기 바랍니다. 지금부터 스테판 레벤 스웨덴 총리의 국회 연설을 시작하겠습니다. 먼저 문희상 국회의장님께서 환영사를 하시겠습니다.
존경하는 스테판 레벤 총리님, 스웨덴 대표단 일행과 내외 귀빈 여러분, 그리고 동료 의원 여러분, 오늘 스웨덴 스테판 레벤 총리와 대표단 여러분의 대한민국 국회 방문을 진심으로 환영합니다. 스웨덴은 우리의 전통적인 우방이자 동반자입니다. 협치를 통한 안정적인 정치와 수준 높은 복지 제도를 바탕으로 최상위의 국민 행복도와 국가 경쟁력을 가진 나라입니다. 국제사회가 신뢰하는 외교를 펼치며 전쟁의 상처를 평화로 승화시킨 그런 국가입니다. 전 세계는 스웨덴을 미래에 먼저 도달한 나라라고 부릅니다. 모두가 부러워하는 스웨덴이 대한민국의 오랜 친구로서 함께 가는 데 대해 매우 기쁘고 소중하게 생각합니다. 스웨덴의 레벤 총리께서는 금속노조위원장에 재임하던 2006년과 3인당 당수였던 2013년 한국을 방문하신 적이 있습니다. 이번이 세 번째 방한입니다. 스웨덴 총리로는 15년 만에 공식 방문이며 양국 수교 60주년을 기념하는 뜻깊은 방한 일정입니다. 레벤 총리는 2014년부터 현재까지 재임하면서 헌신적인 자세와 신뢰받는 국정 운영으로 국민의 사랑과 존경을 받고 있습니다. 정당 간의 대화와 타협을 통해서 합리적인 대안을 찾는 스웨덴의 협치 문화를 더욱 발전시켜 왔습니다. 대한민국 국회를 대표하는 사람으로서 오늘 스테판 레벤 총리의 연설을 듣게 된 것을 매우 뜻깊고 감사하게 생각합니다. 여러분, 그동안 한국과 스웨덴 양국은 높은 교육열, 열린 민주사회, 지속적인 혁신 추구라는 공통점을 가지고 발전해 왔습니다. 환경과 과학기술, 경제와 혁신 등 다양한 분야에서 협력을 확대시켜 왔습니다. 앞으로도 4차 산업혁명 대응과 혁신 성장을 선도하는 미래지향적 관계를 발전시켜 나가기를 희망합니다. 역사적으로 스웨덴은 6.25 전쟁 당시 우리나라에 야전 의료지원단을 파견했던 그런 나라입니다. 휴전협정 이후에도 스웨덴 야전병원은 부산에 남아서 의료 서비스를 계속 제공했습니다. 1957년 모국으로 돌아가기까지 연인원 1124명의 의료진을 파견했으며 1958년 개원한 국립의료원의 모태가 되기도 하였습니다. 특히 판문점 중립국감시위원단의 일원으로 한반도 평화에 기여해온 전통적인 우방국입니다. 현재까지도 한반도 문제에 대해 지속적인 관심과 성원을 보내주고 있습니다. 이 자리를 빌려 한반도 평화 프로세스에 대한 스웨덴 정부와 국민의 각별한 응원과 지지에 감사의 말씀을 전합니다. 지난 60년간 한국과 스웨덴이 세계 평화와 번영을 위한 동반자로 성장하였듯이 앞으로도 양국의 밝은 미래, 인류의 밝은 미래를 함께 만들어가기를 기대합니다. 그러면 스테판 레벤 총리를 연단으로 모시겠습니다. 큰 박수로 맞이해 주시기 바랍니다.
Mr. Speaker, members of the National Assembly, Excellencies, fellow Swedes, dear friends. I want to begin by thanking Speaker Moon for his kind invitation to let me address the National Assembly of the Republic of Korea. I highly appreciate and value this opportunity to do so. And the timing, just a few days before we enter into a new decade, couldn't be better. As we approach the end of 2019, Sweden and the Republic of Korea are concluding a one-year-long celebration of 6 years of diplomatic relations. It has been a truly remarkable year for Swedish-Korean relations. In June earlier this year, we were very proud in Sweden to welcome President Moon to our country for the first ever Korean state visit to Sweden. And today, I'm honored to be the first Swedish Prime Minister to address your National Assembly. When President Moon addressed the Swedish Parliament, he focused on the concept of truth. The Republic of Korea has undergone a spectacular democratic and social transformation over the past 30 years. And I'm sure that that required a great deal of trust and, of course, hard work. Your journey from utter poverty and the ravages of war to becoming a leading democracy and one of the world's largest economies is an inspiration to everyone. And the concept of trust has also been fundamental to developing Sweden's social model, which has unleashed so much creativity and helped fulfill so many individual dreams. So today, I would like to build on what President Moon said in his speech in Stockholm, and I would like to talk about another kind of trust. And that is the trust that comes from the knowledge that we together create the future, that tomorrow is shaped by the people of today. And I believe that inspiring faith in the future is a politician's most important task. Individuals should look forward to tomorrow, safe in the knowledge that their hard work will provide a prosperous future for their children. Now, both Sweden and Korea are used to harsh winters, but we both know at the same time that spring will always come, no matter how harsh the winters have been. And the following poem by the renowned Korean poet Jun Zondo could also be a poem about Sweden. And to me, it symbolizes the conviction we share that harsh weather, be it meteorological or political, do not last forever. And I quote, "Have the rigors of winter passed? Are the snowy winds gone? Spring's breath shimmers across 10,000 hills. I'll open the lattice door at daybreak and look at the light in the sky." End of quote. We face many challenges today: the climate crisis, the threats to international peace and security, and growing inequality, just to mention a few. But today I would like to explore how our countries can work together to tackle those challenges and to build faith in the future and look at the light in the sky. Mr. Speaker, National Assembly members, dear friends, I would like to begin with a good example of trust, and that is the trust between our two nations. Considering the huge distance between Stockholm and Seoul, you would be forgiven for asking how our relationship was able to grow so strong at all. And I believe the part of that answer can be found in our recent history, in our shared roots that are alive today. Less than 3 months after the outbreak of the Korean War, the Swedish Red Cross Hospital was established in Busan as the first foreign medical unit. During and after the war, more than 1,100 Swedish men and women served at the hospital, caring for more than 2 million patients. And you could say that was the start of our close relationship, but now we are connected in so many more ways. Some of the participants here today are a vivid testament to this growing affinity. And as I'm sure you are aware, in Sweden, Koreans are perceived as being very trendy and at the cutting edge. Your products, your design, your food, and not least your music are a source of inspiration to many people. We have an annual Korean Culture Festival in Stockholm. And it is no surprise that Korean literature was one of the main themes at Sweden's largest book fair earlier this year. And it goes both ways too. Tourism from your country to Sweden has doubled since 2010. In his speech in the Swedish Parliament on the 13th of December in the year 2000, shortly after receiving his Nobel Peace Prize, your late President Kim Dae-jung said, and I quote, "Korea and Sweden share the ideals of democracy, market economics, and social welfare. We are bound by the common aspiration to oppose war and nurture peace." End of quote. These very wise words rang true back then, and they still ring true today, almost 20 years later. We trust each other. We have the same ambitions. We both strive for democracy, peace and security, and free trade. We, the politicians, the businessmen, our citizens, we all learn from each other. And therefore we have every reason to look optimistically at the future, to trust our strong connection, to trust our ability to exceed every expectation and create an even stronger relationship in the future. Mr. Speaker, Assembly members, and dear friends, if people are to look forward to tomorrow, open that lattice door at daybreak and look at the light in the sky with faith in the future, security is key. In the early 1980s, when the nuclear threat was looming large and cooperation on disarmament risked grinding to a halt, the then Swedish Prime Minister Olof Palme, through the Independent Commission on Disarmament and Security Issues, launched the concept of common security. The idea underpinning this concept was simple, and yet it remains highly relevant today. And that is that states can no longer seek security at each other's expense. It can be obtained only through cooperative undertakings. And this is something I also strongly believe in. States must build security together in dialogue. And for Sweden, as a small nation, multilateralism and collaboration have been cornerstones of our foreign policy for decades. And this policy decision is a matter of trust. In the Republic of Korea, we can see a similar kind of commitment to and trust in multilateralism, democracy, human rights, and an open global economy. Both our countries understand that our prosperity and security are intimately linked to the prosperity and the security of other nations. And this common security, as envisaged by the Palme Commission, is achieved through cooperative undertakings like Sweden's participation in the Neutral Nations Supervisory Commission. As you know, Sweden was asked to join this NNSC following the Korean Armistice Agreement in 1953, and over the years almost 1,000 Swedes have served near Panmunjom in the demilitarized zone. In fact, our participation in the NNSC is one of Sweden's longest standing commitments to peace anywhere in the world. And with 3 missions on the Korean Peninsula, we will continue to offer our support also diplomatically. Now, the threat of nuclear weapons has been increasing against the background of a deteriorating international security environment. This is, of course, acutely felt on the Korean Peninsula. And that is one of the reasons why my government has identified concrete progress on nuclear disarmament as a top foreign and security policy priority. Given regional and global developments and the threat that nuclear weapons ultimately can pose to the whole humanity, I feel there can be few more urgent tasks. The Non-Proliferation Treaty Conference in 2020 will be crucial to this end, and today we are more convinced than ever that the dismantling of nuclear weapons is needed to strengthen global peace and security, including on the Korean Peninsula. We will remain committed to the advancement of peace and security on this peninsula, and we will continue to encourage dialogue and diplomacy in this regard. We will seek to continue working with the Republic of Korea on further developing our excellent bilateral relations and strengthening cooperation on global issues. It is as true today as it was in the early 1950s or the early 1980s that the only lasting security is common security. However, the security challenges now facing us are broader, more complex than ever before, and they can only be met by cooperation, and this is how we can ensure common security as we enter the 2020s. Finally, I would like to address the opportunity and the responsibility of our 2 countries to help tackle the climate crisis. I am convinced that our innovative and future-minded countries can pursue a just climate transition, boost our economies, and build faith in the future at the same time. We are regarded as 2 of the most innovative countries in the world, and the opening of a Korean startup center in Sweden next year is a testament to this. And Sweden's decision to become the world's first fossil-free welfare nation by 2045 is also connected to innovation. Of course, we have made this commitment with our children's future in mind, but also because it will create economic growth, long-term competitiveness, and new jobs. Because an industry's future competitiveness will be determined by how climate-friendly it is. And this is a good example of how we can take a challenge and turn that into an opportunity. With this in mind, I am pleased that the government of the Republic of Korea has joined the leadership group for industry transition that was launched by Sweden and India during the UN Climate Action Summit in September. So together we can join forces now, and we will join forces to accelerate the transition of heavy industry towards carbon neutrality. And I invite companies who have not yet joined us to please do so. And if we support our companies in producing the climate-smart innovation the entire world is crying for, we will strengthen our companies, boost the economy, and help tackle climate change all at the same time. And this is not only good for our 2 countries, it can be great for all of us, for the climate, all at the same time. Mr. Speaker, Assembly members, dear friends, we have had 60 years of diplomatic relations. We have had many reasons to celebrate and to be proud of the bonds between our countries that get stronger and deeper every year, every day. In every meeting of Swedish and Korean companies, in every student exchange, in every high-level visit. And therefore, as we approach a new year, a new decade, we should do so with even higher ambition to create a future we all look forward to build faith in the future, in a safer world, in a brighter tomorrow for all our citizens, our countries, and all the world. So, just as we have done over the past 60 years, Sweden and the Republic of Korea will embark on the next 60 years together. Thank you so much for listening.
이상으로 스테판 랩은 스웨덴 총리의 국회 연설을 모두 마치겠습니다. 참석하신 기민 여러분께서는 문희상 국회의장님과 스테판 랩은 스웨덴 총리님께서 이동하실 때까지 잠시 자리에서 대기하여 주시기 바랍니다. 연설이 모두 끝났습니다. 이동해 주시면 됩니다.